All right, well, we shift our focus for a quick update on the most trending stories on social media this week. I do have Buchule Putini, SABC digital news producer, with me. Buchule, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
How are you?
I'm awesome, thank you. What has been trending on social media this morning?
At top of our list, first of all, there has been a lot of news trending this week. And at the top of our list, we have the cabinet reshuffle. Now, President Jacob Zuma did announce a new cabinet reshuffle. Now, the reshuffle has affected 6 state departments and led to the axing of Blade Nzimande as the higher education minister. It also saw David Mahlobo being appointed as energy minister.
Yeah.
Now, according to the research and policy analyst unit of the SABC, this was the 11th time changes were made to the national executive since President Zuma came into office in May 2009.
Yeah.
Now, while 5 changes were made during his first term, in 2009 to 2014, now until today. Let's take a look at
the social media reactions.
Yeah,
I'm dying to find out what the people were saying on Twitter, because I know there was a lot that was said when that announcement about the cabinet reshuffle was actually made. A lot of people saying, well, this was just to out Blade. What were the sentiments on social media?
So Patelwa says, Sunday newspapers are reporting that #cabinet reshuffle was done by the Russians. At least it wasn't done by the Guptas this time around.
So there's a shift of power there, but it's still bad. Vusa Vunda there says Ramaphosa is asking for his firing through his comments on a cabinet reshuffle. Might be a good strategy, though. Very interesting, Vusa. Let's look at more social media developments there.
And then lastly, Elephant Eyes, which is Sadi Cole, has a bit of humor there and says, comrades, I want to shave, but there is no blade in the cabinet. #cabinet reshuffle.
There's no blade in the cabinet. I mean, looking at the story now, this cabinet reshuffle happened towards the end of the week. How is it fared now? Is it still trending? Is it still getting many hits? And I mean, what are people saying now?
With the reports of the Sunday newspapers, it is still trending. People are still talking about this alleged Russian input within the cabinet reshuffle.
Where are they suggesting this Russian input is coming from now?
We will see how the day goes, but it is still trending. And to see how it will affect everyone and everything else.
All right. Well, I do have my guests on the main set now this morning. Gentlemen, thank you so much. You finally made it. Good morning to Sam and, of course, Ubudi. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us, Mondli. Guys, let's look at this story. Blade Nzimande axed as, of course, the Higher Education and Training Minister. What were your reactions towards the social media side? Let's start with you, Mondli.
Well, it was expected. It was expected that it would happen the last time the cabinet reshuffle happened at the end of March, when Pravin Gordhan and SABC Jonas were axed. It was expected that there would be the other communists, members of the SA Communist Party would be axed, and it didn't happen then. But it was a matter of time. And people are saying that the fact that that President Zuma axed only Blade Nzimande served to sow confusion within the ranks of the Communist Party, because then what do they do? Do they all walk out en masse, or do they stand in solidarity with him, or do they stay inside cabinet and then cause division within the Communist Party? So it was a deft move by the president, because then the party has to act either out of principle or out of strategic solidarity.
But Sam, I mean, the sports minister is still from the SACP, is still there. I mean...
Yeah, as Mondli says, it was just really to sow confusion within their ranks. And you saw the other move affecting the Communist Party is Buti Manamela being moved as deputy minister in the presidency. An important institution, and being moved out of that key. Just to shake up the Communist Party, but also to send a message that the Communist Party is not as strong as it thinks it is. So it's a middle finger to them.
Very interesting point you raised there, Sam. Let's look at the next big hashtag. What was it? Of course, Buchule.
It was the SABC board.
We finally have a board.
So President Jacob Zuma in the week announced the new SABC board. Now, the appointment comes after Media Monitoring Africa said it would it would file an urgent court interdict to force Zuma to appoint a new SABC board. Now, on Monday, Zuma missed the deadline to oppose the advocacy group's application in the High Court. And the chairperson, amongst others, is Buchule Putini, and the deputy is Phoebe Buchule, and then the others are Krish Naidu, Kanyisile Koyama, John Matheson, Matata Tsedu, Rachel Kalaidas, Michael Makrovitz, Victor Rambao, and Dikwanya Mahuba, and lastly Jack Mpalana. Sorry. Yeah.
All right. What were the reactions on social media? What is Reginald there saying?
He's saying, why does our government like recycling people? Now, why don't we see your young, fresh minds involved in leading these boards? Hashtag SABC board.
Let's look at more tweets coming in. Lehache says hashtag SABC board, hashtag cabinet reshuffle, hashtag SAA board. All in less than a week. Signals of something big on the horizon, I think. More tweets there? What is
and lastly, Hloni is saying newly appointed SABC board will not serve its full term. Men and women of honor are going to resign amid political interference.
Sam, what do you make of these developments?
Look, it's difficult to say what's going to happen, but you can see some signs of what we've seen in the past and the intention to play the political game with the selection of the chair and the deputy, people with a very strong political links, and you could certainly link them to the Zuma camp in the ANC. I mean, the other problem is just the 7th minister for communications in 7 years. So it tells you, I mean, we have a history of instability, and we're not likely to get past that quickly.
Yeah. Look, this probably is one of the best SABC boards we have seen in a very long time. So I think we have to give credit to that. What is going to be very interesting is the chairperson.
Absolutely,
and the deputy chairperson. The chairperson is someone who is linked to President Zuma, obviously through the foundation.
The foundation.
Yeah, but by all indications, he is a very strong individual. He's got all the credentials. So does he play a political game because of his links? I think that's going to be the issue. The deputy chair is somebody who has been nominated for a top 6 position in the ANC for the ANC conference in December. Does she stay on the board once she's elected to an NEC position?
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be another big challenge.
Many challenges coming up now, Mon. Buchule, let's quickly go through the last one, which
the
was,
last one is our Kwaito star, Brix.
Disappointing.
Very disappointing.
Very disappointing.
He's a Kwaito star.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Mondli?
Now, see,
the sentence they handed down this week, of course. What can you tell us about this case?
Now, this case, the sentence was handed down after 4 years. Brix had raped his niece, who was 17 at the time, and the victim was suffering from, well, she had tried to commit suicide several times, and she is still battling with the terms of the rape.
Okay,
now, social media has been talking about this a lot and had memes as well.
That's Andy, they're saying, wow, just wow, Brix just got 15 years and still that's not enough. This woman gets what?
And the next one, Vusta says, Jup Jup out of prison, Brix into prison.
Prison reshuffle.
Prison reshuffle.
Everything is being reshuffled. Terrible tidings, says women are always victims in the hands of men. Does society care who is raising these brutal men and how? Hashtag Bolane. Gentlemen, a very quick comment from you. Sam, let's start with you.
Look, you saw there's been a few incidents of public figures being accused and charged with rape, and it's good that we're seeing
a conviction, an actual conviction.
It's very good, but also you see in social media now, people are talking quite often and quite strongly about so-called rape culture. It's good that you're seeing a lot of activism and awareness about it.
All right, a quick one, Mondli.
I think we expect too much just because somebody is prominent and the person is a star, that we expect him to behave differently from the rest of society. I think Brix is what he is. But I think what I found disappointing this week was about the fact that people were comparing his sentence to Oscar's sentence.
Yeah.
I mean, it is rape. And that's what we should be concentrating on. He raped his niece and she's underage, and I think that's what should be the main thing.
Thank you for bringing that point up, Mondli. Buchule, it's our time. Our time is up here. Do give our viewers that URL where they can get all these news and more.
You can get our latest news on www.sabc.co.za/news. And on Twitter, you can get us at SABC News Online. Our YouTube page is SABC Digital News.
All right. We're going to say goodbye to Buchule. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, I'm back with the news in a short moment.